Hi everybody, it's me, Miss Lisa, and welcome to Stitch Kids. The project we are going to begin today is an upcycled beanbag snake. You may have heard the term upcycle. Upcycle means to take something old and turn it into something new. In this case, we are going to take an old necktie and turn it into a new beanbag toy. To complete this project, you will need to pick up a supply kit from the South Huntington Public Library. Your supply kit includes one necktie, one binder clip, a piece of red felt, two googly eyes, one little container of beads, a roll of mini duct tape, a paper funnel, and an assortment of beans. You will need to provide a pair of scissors and either a glue gun or a tube of heavy-duty glue. You'll notice that today you do not need to use your sewing kit. I know this is Stitch Kids, but today we are not going to do any stitching at all, so for the next couple of weeks you get to take a break from sewing. Anyway, let's have fun making an upcycled snake. We are going to start by preparing the snake's body, which is going to be the necktie. Lay the necktie flat on a table in front of you and make sure that the sides are folded over the middle. When you are folding the sides over to the middle, you'll notice that one edge of your necktie has an extra fold on it. You want this side of the necktie to be on top. Your tie might automatically put itself that way, but if it doesn't, try to put that folded side on top. This will make the snake extra secure. Okay. We're going to start at the skinny end of the tie. This is where the tail will be. And what you're going to do is use your mini duct tape to cover the seam where the two pieces of fabric come together on the back of the tie. If this were a regular necktie that someone was going to wear, these two pieces of fabric would be sewn together. But I took out the seam to make room for the beans, and you're going to put the seam back together with your duct tape. Now, if you have someone helping you, you can put the duct tape down and have someone hold it while you unroll to cover the seam. If this is not possible for you to do, you can cut your duct tape into smaller pieces and just work with a little bit at a time. The important thing is to make sure that the seam is completely covered so the beans don't fall out of your beanbag snake. Okay, so we'll add another piece. And I like this duct tape because it kind of looks like a real snake's belly. It's nice and shiny. Okay, cut a small piece. And continue going all the way up the length of the necktie. Take your time. Be sure that you get these two seams together. You have enough tape on your roll to be able to do 2 layers if you feel you need to. My seam is going a little crooked here, so I'm going to start using some smaller pieces. Like this. Okay. Keep adding tape until you get to the end right here. We want to leave the sides open though. This is where you're going to add the beans later. So just stop when you get to the end of the main seam down the belly, or what will be the belly of your snake. Your snake will probably have a nice straight seam down the middle. I don't know what's wrong with this necktie, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Okay, that's the last piece of tape I need. And you'll see that this part is going to be open. Okay, now we're going to turn our snake into a rattlesnake. And that's where this little container of beads comes in. So go to the narrow end of the necktie and open up the end and slip the container into the tie and push it in, oh, maybe 2 or 3 inches, maybe about the length of your thumb or so. And pinch it together with your fingers. Then use your binder clip to hold that pinched part together, like that. So what this is doing is this is going to mark off the tip of the tail that we're going to cover with some tape and keep the rattle from sliding out when we fill the body with beans. Now it's time to add some beans. So before you begin adding beans, just be sure that the tail is clipped together nice and tight. And now you've got your rattle inside there. Now we're going to go to the wide end of the tie. You can open this up and put the funnel inside that opening. This will hopefully keep us from spilling beans all over the table. And very carefully pour your beans into the funnel. Start with just a little bit. That, and then shake the beans down through the tail. Give it a good shake. Your tail is probably very narrow. Don't worry about it. Get as many in there as you can. We're not going to fill up the whole snake. We want to leave a little bit of room so it can coil nicely to sit on your bed or on your desk when you're not playing with him. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. And then shake. You can even pinch the snake's body to get some more beans to go down into the tail. Okay. That feels pretty good. Now the snake is almost all the way full. You may end up with some extra beans. You can save those for another project if you like. Every tie in the batch of kits is different. Some of them are fatter, some are skinnier, so some might need more beans, some might need less. But I know you guys are creative and you'll find something to do with any extra beans that you have. Okay, so I'm going to stop when the beans are to right about here, just below where I finished taping. Now I can finish taping the head so I can work on the face. Okay, now very carefully lay the snake on the table in front of you. Oh, try to be sure the beans stay inside the snake's body. You might need to give it a shake to get the beans down there as far as possible. Now you're going to use a couple of small pieces of tape to seal up these two sides of the necktie. we may need more than one piece of tape because we don't want the beans to fall out of the snake. Okay, there's one. There's a second piece here, like this. Actually, if you wanted to, you have enough tape, you could tape up the whole bottom. Why don't we do that? I think that would look pretty cool. And go all the way to the edge of the fabric. Like that. Okay, maybe one more piece. And that should finish our snake's belly. All right, there we go. Press everything down. And then you can kind of turn your snake upside down. Nothing comes out, that's good. Good job. Okay, now to finish the tail, we'll go to the other end. Okay, we're going to go to the other end where the binder clip is. Very carefully remove the binder clip and cut a piece of tape from your roll. Uh-oh, my tape is stuck. There we go. Okay, let's cut kind of a medium-sized piece. Pinch the fabric together at the end of the tail, and now you're going to wrap the tape around the pinched fabric to make a rattle for your rattlesnake. Try to get the tape to lay as flat as you can, rolling the tail around while you press the tape smooth. That looks pretty good, but I think I'm going to add maybe one more piece of tape just to keep it nice and secure. If you want to, you can cover up the whole rattle, starting from here. You can go all the way to the end of your tail. Maybe not. I think that looks a little weird, so let's just take that off. And we'll just keep the tape on the very end, like this. You can wrap it around if you like, or you can cut a piece and then wrap it. It's up to you. The most important thing is to get it on there nice and tight so the beans don't fall out. Okay, there we go. Now it's a real rattlesnake. Now let's go back to the wide end of the tie, which is where you are going to make a face by adding eyes and some red felt as a tongue. So you can make your tongue any shape, any length that you would like by cutting a piece of red felt. I'm going to make a little V shape in the end of this rectangle to make a snake's tongue. Maybe I'll make it a little narrower, like that. Okay, and you can use your hot glue gun with a grown-up's help, or your heavy-duty glue to secure the tongue underneath the nose of your snake. and very carefully use your glue gun or your regular glue to put the eyes on the top, like this. And now your upcycled necktie beanbag snake is complete. And there he goes, slithering away. Well, Stitch Kids, thank you for not stitching with me today and for helping me to turn this old necktie into a brand new and very cool upcycled beanbag snake. Enjoy, have fun, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Take care.